when you've consumed a certain level of dating content, whether it be from the pickup community or dating coaches that are spilling all these different things that you need to do, you might have a belief system that a date needs to look a certain way. It needs to be the girl's giggling and laughing and she's all over you. And it's like, there's a certain level of you feeling like you have to do all these things, like running around with a magic wand to woo the girl into the bedroom. But dude, I'll be honest, like we learned this quite early on in our journey as a coaches, but I'm not even joking, dude. Like when we first started running programs here in Brisbane, we would have clients have back-to-back daytime calls, like with the guys approaching the girls, going on Insta date and taking the girls home and sleeping with them. But all we taught them to do was open, start the conversation, invite her for an instant date, have a conversation, and then just logistically move her once or twice from the coffee to the park, and then just invite the girl home. Because they're like 1 or 2 days in, we're not teaching all the other stuff that's necessary, right? Because the thing is, there are things that you can do to optimize in terms of creating sexual tension or attraction or building more investment, etc. These are all the things that you could do when you get really good socially. But with these guys, they're just like first or second day on program. They're literally just walking up to a girl, giving her a compliment, having a conversation, inviting her for a date, go for a coffee, walk to the park and just say, hey, I live just 10 minutes up the road. Do you want to come for a drink? And the girl's like, okay. And then they go home with them. So like understand that when you have this belief system that it needs to look a specific way, same as the belief system that you had about like approaching girls in the street and feeling like you can't just ask them like normal questions because like they're these weird mermaid creatures that need to be like magically wooed. That's the block. And I'm giving you permission as someone that's been doing this for years for myself, same as Ben and all of our clients. You've seen our testimonials, you see the success that the boys are having. A lot of it, even most of it, just comes from following a basic framework, moving things forward and following the number one mindset that we teach at Social Freedom, which is just going for it. So bro, the next time you're on a date, obviously focus on making more statements of intent, tease a little bit, be more expressive for you specifically, like have a little bit more fun and show it with your expressions on your face and your body language and laugh so the girls feel the vibe. Also escalate and eliminate that limiting belief that, oh, I can't move things forward because this just felt platonic. Don't make that assumption, dude. So many guys make that assumption. The number one mindset that's going to get you the most success in this stuff is just going for it and just have a crack, bro, because you never know what a girl's going to do. You can go on a date and it feels like there is zero chemistry. You feel like she's super bored every time you escalate. She's giving you red lights. It seems in your head like it's going nowhere. And then you just follow the mindset of like, I'm most likely to get rejected, but the worst thing that's going to happen is she says no. So I'm just going to ask. You just say, hey, like, I'm really enjoying this conversation, even though it was like the worst date ever, because it's like, you know, you didn't feel like there was a vibe. Do you want to come back to mine? And then it blows your mind because a certain percentage of women that you do that with will literally just say yes. And then you take them home and then you find out that they also were just as nervous as you. Because you got to understand that, man. A lot of dudes, we obviously are coming here to do the self-development thing, learn the social skills, learn to be better conversationalists, learn how to have more success with women, etc. We obviously go out there to learn these things and we make the assumption that women don't also struggle with anxiety, low self-esteem, feeling like they can't get the quality of dude that they want. Like, dude, chicks struggle too. So sometimes when you're on that date and there's a little bit of complexity, don't just make the pessimistic assumption that there's no vibe there. Maybe she also is nervous. She also sucks at holding a conversation. She sucks at expressing herself. She has social anxiety. She doesn't know how to move things forward, etc. Maybe just look into her personality archetype and ask yourself, why isn't there a little bit of chemistry here? What's going on in terms of her mindset? Yeah. And then always just follow the number one mindset, which is just go for it and move things forward. So that's personally what I recommend for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sick.
I just think of like so much of the PUA shit that we see on the internet is like, you ever seen Birds of Paradise? Like how they just like try to like woo like a female bird, like do all these crazy dance moves and shit, trying to like get the girl to like them. Have you ever seen that? You ever seen it? Okay, watch some David Attenborough documentaries. This is just my own little analogy.
It's hard not to feel deflated when even your best isn't good enough.
But it's like they're just doing all this. This bird is like doing this like song and dance in order to get like the girl, and then finally she's like, okay, and then the bird just like flies onto her, gives her 3 seconds of like rubbing their cloaca or whatever it is, and then it's done. You know, then she's gone. All right, then he never sees her again. It's like all this work just for like, you know. That's why I see some of this like in PUA shit.
His performance has been a triumph, and he wins her approval.
Like it's like you're doing so much, but the thing is, when it comes to women, if you're like, less is more. If you feel like you need to be doing all this shit, it's going to block you from actually connecting with the person in front of you. Because you'll think about, how do I be funny? How do I tease? Da, da, da. The thing is, you learn your own natural version of humor and charisma, the more comfortable you are with these girls. But if you're always trying to be funny, always trying to tease, right? There's nothing wrong with you practicing it. But if you're always trying to do it, thinking you need to be doing all these things, it's going to stop you from actually connecting with the person you're talking to. You're not listening to her, and then you're not going to be being able to have a real conversation. And then you can't move things forward with her because she's going to be like, this guy is trying way too hard. Girls can feel when you're trying too hard. You're far better off to just not try at all than to be trying too hard. Right? There is a mindset, a mantra that I used to have to remind myself over and over again on my dates because I used to get so attached to the outcome because I was such a horny little. I would just say to myself over and over again, stop fucking trying, never fucking try, never fucking try, never fucking try. I just said over and over and over again because I would find myself just trying so hard to get people to like me because I wanted it so badly. So if you just remind yourself, stop just fucking trying so much, ironically, that's going to help you way more than all this song and dance that you learn on the internet. A lot of it is wrong, and I learned this while hanging out with naturals. I realized so much of the shit that we learn on the internet that you've been taught is necessary to get a girl, you need to do all of these things, is actually completely unnecessary, and is taught by people who are honestly unqualified to teach this. And then doing more harm than good for men, because now men are more confused than ever. Once you get good with women, like, sure, it's the hardest thing you will ever, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but more because it's such an emotionally volatile experience. Women can make you feel worse than anything else, right? They can give us these crazy ups and crazy downs, and it's a journey, right? But it's like, you realize once you get it, it is really simple once you understand how to do it. But before that, it can seem like the hardest thing in the world. But the most common thing that gets in your way is actually this. Your limiting beliefs is usually the thing that gets in your way, okay? And sure, there are skills that you can learn, and there are conversational skills, number one, that you can learn that will make a big difference, that will really help. There is a process you can learn, like if you know a framework and you have a framework you can follow, that you, even when you are feeling like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, even though you feel like you're having a shit conversation or she doesn't like you, you know the next step and you're at least going to have a crack so you can move it forward and not just assume it's not going well, and find out first before you just assume it, right? The conversational skills, the framework, and this is the most important thing. This is what's blocking us all, okay? So we focus so much on the external things, but often learning, say, how to challenge, that's just a Band-Aid for you just coming from a place of, I really wanted to like me. Instead, it would be better for you to just come from a mindset of, I'm trying to see if I like that girl. Let's see if we vibe. Let's see if I like her. Let me assess whether this is a good person who I have chemistry with. All right, that there is you fixing the core issue. But instead, a lot of people are like, I'm just going to learn how to challenge instead. So it comes across like I'm assessing her for whether she's going to be a good partner, right? It comes across like I have standards. But instead, just have standards. Just know what you want and make sure you're assessing the girls that you're talking to for whether you like them, instead of just thinking, how do I get her to like me? How do I get the pussy? How do I get this chick to be my girlfriend when you know nothing about her? The real mindset is you should be thinking like, do I even like this person? Let me find out whether I like her. So a lot of these social skills are just Band-Aids. But the one thing, if you're going to learn a social skill, is conversational skills, guys. Like, is this most important thing, guys? You all know, you've experienced it. By far the most important thing.
And just to double down for you, Oscar, too, as well, man, it's like, Ben's got a good point in terms of the belief systems around, like, really assessing the chicks. You're going on the dates, and you're in the date or after the date analyzing it, going like, why wasn't there chemistry? Why didn't it feel flirtatious? Why did it just feel like I'm getting, like, hanging out with a dude? That's fine, because you need to make an educated sort of guess or assumption or analysis to figure out what could potentially be missing. That's great. So I like the analytical side of things and breaking things down, right? But at the same time, dude, sometimes it's good to just take a step back and actually ask yourself, like, who cares about her perception of you? Honestly, that's how you get really good with women. You don't care about her perception of you. You care about your perception of her. Is she cool? Are you vibing with her? Are you having fun? Is she allowing you to express yourself and, maybe you have a dark sense of humor? I don't know. But if you express it, is she vibing with it? Is she not vibing with it? Does she have the values that you want? Does she have the characteristics or the personality or the career or the purpose or the passion or whatever it is that you're looking for? You have to ask yourself, does this chick actually fit all of my criteria or standards? Instead of thinking, how come this doesn't feel Because this is what's happened. It's like robot man, bro. It's like, why does this not feel like it is flirtatious? Why is there no chemistry? Like, that's what's actually happening in dudes' heads. And sometimes you just need to take that step back and go, well, no. Like, am I vibing with the chick? Am I actually enjoying this? And are you having a good time? So that's something else to be mindful of as well.